Back dab in the middle of election season once again. Toledo mayor vote coming up in just a few weeks. The candidates getting out there and campaigning, and we extended an invitation this week. We wanted to talk to two of the other top vote getters, but those who are not going on to the general election. We extended an invitation to City Councilman Joe McNamara. He declined, but we are glad to have with us Lucas County Auditor Anita Lopez joining us here on the Roundtable this afternoon. Welcome back. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for the invitation.
You've had a few weeks to kind of, I guess, unplug from everything that was just continual campaign mode, while still holding down the auditor's office. But a few weeks now and breathing that sigh of relief. Is it a sigh of relief? Is it regret? Is it bitterness? What have you been going through the last couple of weeks?
Well, I've always respected the voters' decision, and we did not secure enough votes to advance. I'm excited about seeing the message from Mike Bow and Mike Collins. I'm very concerned about the state of the city still.
Yeah.
I said that in my campaign. The reason why I was running for office was because I believed that the city was moving in the wrong direction. Safety, the state of our neighborhoods, and bringing Toledo forward in a positive way without dividing everyone is really what my focus was, and I'm still concerned about those things.
Where was the message lost on voters? Your message?
Well, I think that there were a number of things happening. It doesn't work well when your major opponent is the other Democrat in the race. Mm-hmm. I think that was historical for the mayoral race. I was not the incumbent, and it seemed that the focus was more on me. But at the end of the day, just as I hold my office, the buck stops with me. And so if the message was not conveyed, if we did not secure enough votes, that's my responsibility.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did not secure that. And
you're talking about Joe McNamara, obviously, and being the other Democrat, and it got negative. Do you think you being here was part of the reason he didn't show up today?
I'm not sure. I just know that I have faith in God. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I look forward to hearing the message from Mike Bow and Mike Collins.
When I look at your resume and when I go down the line and the progression from CSB to General Counsel for Toledo Fair Housing to Toledo School Board to major positions with the City of Toledo, County Recorder, County Auditor, you look at that progression, Anita, and you think to yourself, this is somebody ready for a major move to the next thing. And was mayor, in hindsight, the next thing?
Well, not based on the voters' decision.
Obviously.
But I am passionate about changing government and making sure that we recognize we serve citizens. We are accountable to citizens. And 73% of the voters did not vote for Mike Bow. Mm-hmm. That is a strong message that our incumbent mayor is not doing something right. And I believe that we need to improve things. And I believe that many elected officials have forgotten that we are accountable to the people. And everything we do, all decisions, all the dollars we spend should be for their betterment. And that's why I run for office. That's why I gave up practicing law. Mm-hmm. Not for the income, not for the notoriety, but because I love serving citizens, and I am a public servant.
Did you walk away from the process, I guess, bitter about how it went? I mean, it was negative at times, right?
Oh, it was very negative. I think the only thing that
Do you think you got a fair shake from the media?
You are a candidate. It's your responsibility to earn the fair shake from the media. I don't take any negativity towards the media. I think that I needed to step up stronger. I needed to rebound faster. And I did not like, the only thing I did not like in the race was the trackers. One of my opponents hired personal trackers to follow me, follow my children, and that should not be tolerated in any race locally.
Watching your every move, you're saying?
Yes, with a video camera. And I think that I should have came out and said, this is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. I should not have to worry about my children being followed, cameras in our faces at public events. This is not, and it should not be tolerated in a presidency. It should not be tolerated in governor. Mm-hmm. And I should have came forward and said, stop it. Let me focus on the campaign now. have to worry about protecting my children.
We know Mike Bell or Mike Collins are going to be our next mayor here in the
Yes.
city of Toledo. After that point, do you do it again? Do you get back into a race and possibly see where things fall?
I look at it like every other citizen. If it's not moving in the right direction, I'm going to voice my opinion and I will step up and run. I think, though, I would look forward and love a mayor to engage excellent customer service. I want to see the number of crime and the victims of crime decrease drastically. I want families to feel safe from breaking and enterings. And I want a mayor who can say, I need to improve.
Yeah.
I think I've let some people down. It's okay to say, I've made a mistake on this decision. I can be better.
Let's handicap this race from here on out. You've got Mike Bell, you've got Mike Collins. You went toe-to-toe with each of them in a debate format, also with Joe McNamara and others. As you look at this, obviously you said there are things in the city of Toledo you don't like, you think need to be done better from a safety standpoint, from an economic standpoint. What is it going to take for Mike Bell to win, or do you think Mike Bell has no shot of winning re-election?
Mike Bell needs to convey to the 73% that did not vote for him, I hear your message. They're concerned about his travels abroad. They're concerned that there are no results. They're concerned that maybe he's not in touch with what's happening in the city of Toledo.
Was the abroad travel one of your beefs too? I mean, do you not see going out for business as something positive?
Going out for business is important. Getting results are what we want. We want unemployment to decrease. We want businesses locally who have been investing in our community to have as many opportunities also. But bottom line, if no jobs are created, we're going to have problems in the city.
Okay. And you were going on to say, I asked, does he get reelected? And you said 73% of the voting public has to change its tune on Mike Bell.
Correct.
What else does he need to do in the few weeks he's got left campaigning-wise?
I think he needs to acknowledge that he probably needs to shake things up at the top. The individuals he has have not produced results on economic development. I think we need to see his message. The water department, I campaigned on that, saying the customer service, the waiting on the phones, the increased water rates, even without money, the way you treat citizens, the way you respond to calls, the way you treat them does not cost money. And I think both of them need to demonstrate that we value our businesses and we value our citizens.
You got a lot of union support, and that union support has now shifted the way of Mike Collins
Yes.
for all intents and purposes. You see that kind of shift. Do you think this, because of that, is that one of those things that tips the scales in the favor of Mike Collins? I mean, this is a guy who got into the race and had little money to back him. Advertising, signs, he used a grassroots effort, he makes it in, and now we are seeing all of these unions back him. Obviously, a former leader of the TPPA, he's got union support there, but you've also got Mike Bell. I mean, it's an interesting setup, is it not, these two men?
It was a David and Goliath campaign, and hats off to Mike Collins. He ran a strong grassroots campaign. He completely gives credit to the youth that are working on his campaign, I think is admirable, and he needs to focus. I think the only comment that hurt him was with the racial profiling comment that was at the NAACP. He needs to get in touch with the individuals that are very concerned about that statement. There's no racial profiling in Toledo Police Department. He represents everyone, and it's not our vision, it's not our opinion. We run to serve to address the concerns of citizens. And so he needs to reach out and communicate with the African American leadership, with minorities, to say, maybe I was wrong on that statement. Maybe I need to be sensitized to what your viewpoints are regarding police enforcement in the city of Toledo. But I think Mike Collins has stood strong on the fact that we have the right to collective bargain and we should respect our right to union organize in our community. And I think that's going to go a long way in this blue collar town.
Yeah.
And so Mike Collins, again, That grassroots effort needs to be across the board. It needs to be in every ward in the city of Toledo if he's going to pull this off, taking out an incumbent.
Well, this scenario that sets up as well, and even Mike Bell, when he campaigned originally, when he was first elected into office, he said, I wanted to be a regional mayor. If the suburbs were voting on Mike Bell for mayor of Toledo, he would probably win hands down. The problem is, it's a city of Toledo vote. You are pointing to that. You are saying the city of Toledo's got to jump on board. The residents have to jump on board. Is the union vote going to sway this election?
I believe it will, but at the end of the day, if you don't get
Just
your voters out,
that's just it. Getting to the
makes no
booth
difference.
or
Getting to
the
the booth.
message that the union sends out?
Bottom line, it's getting the voters to the polls. If they don't turn out, all the money clearly in my race did not matter.
As we bring up the voting public, I want to bring up something that you and I discussed before we came on today, and the fact that people are still asking you about seeing you. Good luck in November.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
It does happen, and I have to politely tell them I am not on the ballot in November.
What's wrong with our voters?
We need to value our right to vote. I mean, individuals have lost their lives to protect our democracy and our country, and we protect that every day, our armed forces. And so I just encourage people to please vote in November. I'm not on the ballot. I am very concerned about the current leadership and the direction it's going in. I expect that Mike Collins will advance and win this race because
Are you endorsing Mike Collins?
I want Mike Collins to address the racial profiling comments. I think he needs to engage in the community, and I think he pulls this off. I do not believe that the current administration understands that the city of Toledo is struggling. I believe that Mike Bell is out of touch with the unemployment and how it's taking its toll on the city of Toledo and the economy. And I think we need to be transparent about crime. You do not hold from the public the state of gang activities. We see shootings every week, every month. We're hearing about another life that is lost. That tells me we're not moving in the right direction.
I wanted to point out quickly before we let you go today, we appreciate the time you've spent with us. Lucas County Auditor's website, if people want